And it was the Japanese competitor Higuchi who led them round that lap. But now Marcel Hug has gone back into the lead. They're taking it in turns. It's almost as though they've got some kind of a pact going here that no one will have to be in the lead for too long on their own. But Marcel Hug, who did a blistering first lap, then slowed it right down on the second lap, back to fourth. And there now he's taking it away again. It's almost as though he's decided his best bet is to keep varying the pace in the race, because he's not letting anyone settle down. After 2 laps, they were all very, very close together, and now he's stretched them right out again. And Marcel Hug storming away, and I bet what he'll do here is move over and let everyone catch right back up.
Well, Hug firing away, and it's almost like a breakaway in the Tour de France. It's him and Joshua George who are ahead of the rest so far. Marcel Hug with 3 medals so far this week, and George, well, it was a great win for him in the 800 meters. He has an opportunity too, lest we not forget, of gaining quite a few medals himself this week at Lyon 2013. I think they'll be reeled in very quickly though. There's a real surge behind him. Roger Puigbo Vidaga is in the chasing group. So is the other Swiss, actually, Tobias Loetscher, who has his own personal glory to try and gain. And will be all together very, very soon indeed. And it's Hug who goes back in front, ahead of Joshua George, lying in second place. And they've got 8 laps to go, and they're all back together again. Julien Casoli of France is in third, and the Japanese just behind is Kota Hokinoue, lying in 4th place, and the Australian moving up into 5th. That's Richard Colman, who's never won a global gold anything further than 800 meters. So 1500 meters Commonwealth Games silver medalist in Delhi. And they're all back together again.
And if Casoli was to do something here, I think the stadium would erupt, wouldn't it, after what we've seen with all the French action going on here. But it's Hug and George at the moment. Cassoli's in there with them, and once again they're all bunched back up together. They've just managed to lose a couple of people, but it's George in the lead from Hug and Cassoli in 3rd place at the moment as they come round with 7 laps to go. Josh George looking very comfortable for the States, then Hug, then Cassoli.
Well, they'll probably take a rotation from now on, but Joshua George is very happy where he is at the moment, and if you haven't been hypnotised, well, Josh Cassidy will have to do a bit more work in you, the lad from Ontario, representing Canada. Julien Casoli will get an awful lot of support here, and there's a real surge on the inside here from the Japanese, and well, that looks to me like Kota Hokinoue has really shot clear. It was very much a case of after you, Claude, and Hokinoue just shot away, and he's gone in front for Japan. It's a good lead, but Hug now is coming to meet him, reel him in, and he's broken away from the rest of the chasing pack. Hokinoue in front of the moment, Hug coming to meet him, Colman way back in 3rd place, and now Cassoli's making a move. And Hug has come up to meet the man who's broken away, who is actually Masayuki Higuchi. So Higuchi leads, Hug now alongside him. Colman is trying to make a surge to come up alongside him, and he's on his own in 3rd place at the moment. Try and make it a lead group of 3. They've got 5.5 laps to go here. That's 2,200 meters, and Hug hits the front, and Higuchi, who's the nominally slowest of the Japanese in terms of personal best time, he's up there in 2nd, and Colman holding on well now in 3rd place.
So that break from Higuchi has completely changed the whole complexion. Suddenly everyone was going really, really fast. It coincided with music in the stadium. Higuchi went, and Marcel Hug, such an experienced competitor, realised he had to go with him because he didn't need to let the man get away. Higuchi goes back into the lead. Hug tucks behind him, and it's Colman of Australia as they go round with 5 laps to go.
Higuchi, Hug, Colman, 5 laps to go, a gap of around 20 metres. The other Australian athlete, Natheniel Arkley, is back in 5th place. Been a really good week for them. They've discovered some really tremendous talent both here and in London as well. Hug going out in front as Higuchi slides alongside, and Colman has been winning major medals since 2004, the 800 metres in Athens. His biggest successes have been in the 2-lap distance. Hug holding on at the moment with Colman behind him in 2nd, and they are taking turns, and right now the lead is strong, around 30 metres, but Cassidy is working hard to reel them in, and going in front of the main bunch now is Josh Cassidy. Well, you can't mistake him. You can't mistake Marcel Hug either. 4 laps to go.
And these three trying to work together to keep away from the main pack. Hug, Higuchi and Colman. It's Colman in the lead at the moment from Higuchi, and Hug in 3rd place. And it's Josh Cassidy and Julien Casoli both trying to get back into it, but they can't. They're leading the chasing pack there, but they can't get with the top 3. And at the moment, it's Colman of Australia in the lead, Higuchi of Japan in 2nd, and Marcel Hug, the silver bullet, in bronze medal position at the moment. My money, if it stays like this, would be that Hug would win it on the last lap, but he's a notoriously bad tactical competitor. He's very, very fast, but he often loses it in the big races. But in a situation like this, with just 3 breaking away, my money would still be on Hug. Colman's done his bit. He lets Higuchi take over, Hug in 2nd, and they've got 3 laps to go.
Higuchi, Hug and Colman with 3 laps to go. I'm not sure what's happened to Tobias Loetscher, but he's fallen way off the back. And the way things are going with the top 3 probably will be lapped very soon. Now making a move behind in 4th place is Joshua George, trying to break away from the main field and join the top 3. But it's Higuchi, Hug and Colman on their own, the top 3. George making a decent move, and he's directly halfway between the rest of the field and the top 3 now. The field's totally splintered. George moving up into 4th place. Loetscher's going to be lapped very shortly indeed by his compatriot Hug, who's leading this bunch of 3 right out the front. There probably will be a bunch of 4 very soon, because Joshua George is very close indeed. Hug, Higuchi, Colman, and we've got 2 laps, 800 metres to go.
Josh George really making a break for it to see if he can get into that top 3. He can't at the moment. Now he might have a bit of a break here, because as they go around the bend, they've got to overtake a back marker. They're lapping him, so it's Hug in the lead from Higuchi and Colman, and George is not catching them any further at the moment. Marcel Hug in the lead, at which point will one of these 3 decide to make a break. Hug moves over, Higuchi comes on the inside, Colman hanging up with them at the moment. George still trying to get up with them, but he's not making any ground on the top 3. It's Josh Cassidy in 5th is way back at the moment, so it's going to be between these 3. I don't think George is going to get up with him. He's made his chance, but he's not getting there. Now, at which point is one of these 3 going to break away? At the moment, Higuchi from Hug and from Colman, and Colman, the Australian, just coasting on the slipstream as we come up to the bell.
And here is the bell, and it's Higuchi who leads there, and he just touched wheels with Hug around 200 metres back, but it's Colman in 3rd place. George now moves past the lap Swiss up into 4th place. Higuchi's in front, ahead of Hug, ahead of Colman. At the moment, the medals are between these 3. George is trying to move up into 4th place, but Higuchi's still holding on. And when does Hug go? He's already won golds this week at 10,000
Here he goes.
and 400, and Hug makes his mark now with 200 to go. Hug goes for it. Has Higuchi anything left in the tank, the Japanese? And Colman's back in 3rd, but Hug has passed, and Hug hits the front, and he goes into the closing straight. He's in lane 2. Higuchi probably has been enough now, and Colman will take the bronze medal more than likely. It's 3 gold medals now for Marcel Hug. Glory, glory, Hug. He's got the trouble. Higuchi is in 2nd place. Colman's in 3rd. New championship record, 2 seconds inside. George 4th for the United States, and 5th will be the other Australian, Natheniel Arkley, who's in ahead of the other Japanese. And that was Kota Hokinoue. Oh, that's a fine win though for Marcel Hug. It's his 3rd gold medal of the week. He's really loving it here. 10:20.16, and it was a good race. He broke away ahead of Higuchi in the end, who took 2nd, and 3rd for Richard Colman to add to his huge collection of medals through his career. But Marcel Hug does again. That big move with 200 to go was the key one, and it was a 5,000 metres race. The 3 broke away and kept away, but the gold medal winning move came on the outside here from Hug with 200 to go, and there just wasn't enough left for Masayuki. Higuchi in the end, and Hug crosses the line with the silver bullet.
Higuchi had nothing left. He'd set a personal best in that race, and Richard Colman with a season's best, so they both done their absolute utmost to try and keep up with Marcel Hug, but it's a 3rd gold for the silver bullet. Marcel Hug, and he's taken 2 seconds off the championship record as well. Higuchi and Colman playing well above their game just to keep up with him, but when it came to that final sprint, they had nothing left, and Marcel Hug did.
It's his 3rd gold medal of the week. He was going for 6.
So far, he's got 3 golds and 1 silver.
Higuchi finished ahead of him in the 800. 3 out of 4, 75% strike rate in terms of golds and 100% in terms of medals. It's not bad at all. And those who know him say he's such a lovely man.
And they say he hasn't got the killer instinct, and that's why he kept losing to David Weir in London. Well, he certainly showed killer instinct there on that last lap. He effortlessly moved out and came past Higuchi and Colman. And he sits very tall in his wheelchair compared to the others. Look at those shoulders.
I certainly think he's getting better as an athlete. There's no doubt about that for Hug. And it may be a Weirless week. Weir is competing at the Anniversary Games in London on Sunday, and he's doing a lot of publicity this week in the UK while that's on. Well, Marcel Hug, fabulous week for him. 3rd goal, Higuchi personal best with the silver. Colman got the bronze, and George tried to bridge the gap but just failed.